Hello, welcome back to another episode of a Pup in the Life. In today's episode, we host my acquired sister, Ambra, Australian Shepherd, 5 years and a half, and almost turning 6. Ambra, Vergola, ciao. I was very reluctant at first, but then we started getting along. But she's big, she can look like she can eat me basically. But actually, I'm confident now that I'm probably even more powerful because I bark a lot. Anyways, welcome back to today's podcast. In today's podcast, let us go through a chat that Mom has had quite unexpectedly with a friend, Arianna. Hi. This morning when we're recording, so yesterday as we speak in the podcast, well, we are not traveling in our favorite countryside, but we are here. And we are enjoying ourselves a bit in this spring already. So, in today's episode, this chat that Mom has had with this friend, they weren't talking for a while, but apparently things happen for a reason somehow. Vergola, die. And the interesting thing that some of the nuggets that came out of the call, well, that first things first, no thing happens without an energetic reason behind it, and you can believe it, in one of the different ways. But there should be a reason why this person has reached out to Mom, and that they had this conversation, and that they were able to exchange ideas. Now, you can call it God, you can call it energy. I don't even care. I don't even know. But I'm a dog, as you can remember. But I know that somehow this thing has had meaning, and if the thing has had meaning, it means it was there for a reason. Even if it was total chaos that brought it there, somehow it acquired meaning, which is fine. And you might say, okay, so why? Yeah, why? I'm gonna tell you why. So first thing this person says is, okay, what is the most painful thing about this at this point in time? And your mom was talking about a certain situation, and she was not sharing even so much, but she had quite clear what's the most painful thing. And at the same token, there are many situations in which we literally have no idea. And if you have no idea, so what's the way to understand which is the reason why? What's the way is to ask yourself, and you can ask yourself, what is the most painful thing about this? What is the thing that I'm not able to accept? What is the thing that generates this type of feeling? And in this certain specific situation, that is a private situation, but it's mom, it's a thing for Mom, and there is nothing so unclear about the situation at this point. But this might have been a good question to ask, maybe, let's say, at the beginning of the situation itself. And so ask yourself, what's the biggest pain point for me at this moment in time for this specific situation? Because then it gives you the way in which and how to resolve it. Second thing she says is, I'm sure that once you get out of that, you're going to be able to use the wisdom that you gathered towards someone else, towards something else, which is actually the concept of legacy. Now, you're not going to be buried with your feelings, your thoughts, your saviness, are you? You're going to be buried, and everything is going to disappear. So you might as well share and save some other time into the solving of the issues, or the disappearance of the issues before they even happen, right? So there are lots of things. Vergola, bye. that mom has learned, and Vergola, lots of things that mom has learned that she can pass on towards someone else, so that they don't make the same mistakes, or they just know beforehand. Third, and probably biggest take from this call, you are moving even though it doesn't feel like you're moving. Yeah, mom, you're moving. And once you're gonna look back at a certain moment in time, you're gonna realize that you were moving all along. You weren't maybe moving at the level you weren't expecting. You were moving at the speed that you wanted. You were moving in the direction, maybe. But you were moving all along. And that movement has created lots of things that you now have learned, and lots of things that you can use in your next life, in your future life, in your next days, in your coming years, and that you can take with yourself. Now, the real question is, has it changed mom's perspective? Like this call, has it changed it? No. There are things that she knew, and there were things that she already felt. But sometimes, that big pound and that big heavy load on the chest and inside the chest, like really, can be really hurtful, can be painful. We're very far away from thinking that, life is, no, so you're not going to have problems. Things don't disappear ever. Like if there's something that mom's disease in terms of mental health, at some point she had some problems, and they don't ever really disappear. Like things don't ever really disappear. Feelings don't ever really disappear. The way, the things that you lived, it's just a waste of time trying to make stuff disappear. It's never going to disappear. It's part of you. Hi, Vergola. You can accept it as a part of just past you, or present you, or even future you, but it's gonna be part of you. It's gonna be a good feeling, a bad feeling. You decide. It's not something that really changes anything. It still is part of you, and also a part of the reason why you're here. So it doesn't change anything, but sometimes be able to share a little bit with fellow founders, be able to really do it and be able to find a way. Yeah, it's what serves the most. It's what will help you out. And it's useful to know that somehow, randomly, there are people willing to listen, there are people willing to share. This is also just as a closing of the podcast, the reason why we're actually here sharing stuff with you. Because we think that some of these things can be useful. Some of the things that you can share listening to the podcast can be useful. And because there's not really a point, you can, give us your comments, your experiences. We can share, we can talk. It's a great way of seeing things. It's an objective, right? So it's a way for us to really be building ecosystem, which is ultimately what we're trying to do at a global level for founders, for people who want to run companies and want to just find their way, which is also on the title of a book of a great friend. And yeah, so it's very personal today, but I think that we thought it could have been useful for some of you, and if it was, please let us know. Let's say hi from Ambra and Vergola, from our very own countryside, walk. And for now, we're just sending you kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks. Bye.